Today I'm watching Fallout Season 1, Episode 8. This is the season finale of Season 1. I'm very curious to see where we're gonna go, if Lucy won't be able to meet up with her dad. That's been her, goal this entire season from when she left the vault, and obviously we haven't seen him since Episode 1. Maximus is about to be the Brotherhood. We're coming in, and he had this fake head he was going to use as a decoy. Thaddeus is a ghoul now, and he just took off because if the Brotherhood finds out, obviously it's not going to go well for him. And we had flashbacks with Cooper, possibly spying on his wife as she works for Vault-Tec. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where we're going to go, if Moldavers will be back in this episode. We also haven't seen her in a while. We've seen her in flashbacks, but not, in the current present tense. Lucy had invited Maximus to move into the vault with her, but they obviously parted ways and, promised to meet up with each other again at some point. The ghoul is still looking for this head, so I don't know if he runs into Lucy, what that's gonna look like. We obviously know previously they did not get along well, and he was holding her captive. We saw Norm go into Vault 31 and kind of had this, terrified reaction as, the screen cuts to black and the credits roll, and we could see a little bit of what he was looking at, but, he was communicating, pretending to be the overseer, and Vault 32 people had moved in as well with Chet and Stephanie. So Steph is now the overseer of 32. So that just fuels more into the conspiracy that everybody from 31 is an overseer. I've really enjoyed the series so far. I haven't played the video game, but I'm definitely curious to check it out now that I've been watching the show. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
Find me.
I will.
Yeah, we definitely haven't seen Maximus smile a lot in this, series, and, him having feelings for Lucy. I feel like Thaddeus would have told them everything. Maybe they only told them about him having the head, and maybe they didn't mention it, that Maximus had killed Titus, but, I feel like he would have. Why wouldn't he, and given the way that they're all standing, and it feels like he's about to be judged. The one-way sign. Oh my god, this, executioner.
You're wearing the knight's red. Where's your knight?
It's a funny story about him. Okay, so maybe they don't know about Titus then.
Has fallen into misfortune. Is it?
Yeah, and of course she's right there, and it's yeah, my foot still hurts actually, thank you.
Just as you lie now.
Oh, I thought maybe they would take a little bit longer, but no, right away it's a fake.
Please listen to me.
Oh, this is not looking good.
Confess.
Don't kill me and I can lead you to it!
But is he gonna turn in Lucy?
Lord. My injury was my own doing, not his.
I'm just taking the blame for him. He obviously was behind it. And to see the person that he injured to take their job now begging for his life to be saved.
Entire life you've been looking for a home.
He's not wrong, but I don't like that he's using it against him. Obviously, he was very young, when all this happened, and I feel like it's...
one with me.
I think this opportunity is intriguing to him, to have this rank, this power, but again, is he going to turn in Lucy just like that after everything that happened? And we finally get to see Moldaver. I like the cars on the side is kind of these towers over the archway of her in the observatory. Yeah, and corn. They love corn. And a ghoul just living among them. Very interesting. Oh, and the Vault-Tec logo is what the overseer had on the wall in the background. That's cool.
Most guys who could ride this nice, they wouldn't be willing to get their hands dirty.
That's a cool car, though. I don't love the color, but it's a cool car. Yeah, of course he's gonna. This tiny car. Oh my gosh, what is this? What? It opens like that? What?
No.
Oh,
No.
well, I call it Buds Buds. The basic idea is...
Wow, I hate that.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get a lot closer if he wants to be able to hear anything. That's so cool, just with like, oh, her dad is literally in a cage. Oh my gosh. And she's in the previous episode, it's been like 2 weeks since, you know, this whole thing started. Which have that completely open scape of the observatory as well is really cool. I'm glad she finally got to like reunite with him at least. I was worried we would not even have it in this season. Well, she just has this like huge spread of food and her, oh, okay, no thank you. Who's that?
I'm gonna keep things civil.
Right in her scrambled eggs. Yeah, here's this head.
Very well.
Yeah, that's the serum we saw at quite a few episodes ago.
He's the future of humanity. Now this is just ridiculous.
What? Is this like a robot? What is this thing? Oh, it's like a brain. Oh my god. Not like a brain. It is a brain.
Key to the future of humanity is a...
He's stuck on repeat. They just trapped him in the corner. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Betty.
Oh, this is what he's been talking to.
Betty. Or Hank.
Whoa.
No, 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 no!
What are you?
Initiate Protocol 53.
Oh god. Run. This thing's gonna get you.
No, sorry, just hold still.
Let me stab you with this thing.
Must be guarded. Don't go in there. Don't you go in there. Don't read anything in there, or turn on the light.
Don't you do it. Don't do the follow my exact instructions.
Wait, just... Right there, stop.
So where is everybody from 31 then?
Like-minded corporations that make America great.
Oh, I hate that saying. What are they doing?
Welcome.
All these different companies, big MT.
When it's time to come out.
What if people are still alive on the surface?
Oh god, this guy.
Creatures probably eat whoever steps out of your bones.
Just you imagine with the ghouls.
Time.
Time
That's what he said, yeah.
is the apex predator.
So he thinks if he just lies to them and say they can't come out?
Just we hedge our bets.
Wait! I am the overseer here. My orders must be followed.
He's the overseer, this head in a jar. And I feel like Barb is not going to say what Cooper wants. Like, I feel like she's going to, you know, suggest something bad.
This where my dad's from?
You'll never find out.
Don't go in there! Don't press that button! Where are all the people then? They're tubes? This is like Life Force? What? They're growing people? That's how they're gonna beat time, is just keep, you know, regenerating.
Buds. My buds.
These are Bud's buds?
But it would have been insane to keep a failed nation alive, so we kept Vault-Tec alive instead.
What?
Staff of highly supervised junior executives.
There's Hank! Oh my god, what?
The future of humanity comes down to one word.
Management.
Management.
Oh no, I didn't want to be right. Buds. Frick.
Ideas. Because it was the spirit of competition that made our companies great.
And that Hank was part of Vault-Tec? Crazy.
We have over 100 vaults spread across America.
I was wondering if we would ever find out how many there are.
Play out your own ideas for how to create the perfect conditions for humanity.
No. That's horrible. Oh my god, they're getting a free range in the vaults? Just a cuckoo experiment? The best idea wins. By how? What are the measurements of success in these crazy ideas?
People to be controlled?
What? Oh, when you put it like that, sounds downright morally questionable.
It definitely is.
To create a class of super managers. People with positivity. People who make lemonade.
I mean, that definitely sounds like Lucy.
We wipe the surface clean.
We could intentionally
Yeah, that's horrible.
have to compete to survive inside it.
What if this is why they shouldn't have control?
It delivers milk to the front door. It's quite intelligent. I would like to see a vault governed by it.
What about using
They're like, we have too many ideas, so we'll just let you have free reign.
using illegal immigrants?
We could pump psychotropic drugs.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
How can you guarantee results?
By dropping the bomb ourselves.
I freaking knew it. I freaking knew it. They were behind it. And his whole world just shattered because his wife is saying, let's drop the bombs. Oh my god. There's no way he's going to go in a vault now. Also, he's got to have a big conversation with his wife. Cheese and crackers.
Fine, Betty.
I knew they were behind it. Frick, 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 frick. I didn't want to be right. But what else? Like, you know, this corporate corruption.
Would be a tragedy.
She seems real heartbroken.
History. Because when we are the only ones left, there will be no one to fight.
Just eliminate the competition. Oh my god.
Mr. Howard, huge fan. I'm Henry, but everyone calls me Hank.
Oh, frick. There he is. Cheese and rice.
Your father has been around for a very long time.
I'm trying to remember if he knows Lucy's last name, if he would have put together that Lucy was his kid. Yeah, no wonder he survived 200 years.
In the face. Feo fuerte y formal.
He's like, that's a scene I didn't want to do, and that's your favorite. Oh my god.
War never changes.
Just crazy to hear the way they justify it to themselves. We know Cooper went to war and she, said how worried she was about him. And she's like, well, we won't have any war anymore because we'll just bomb everything.
Did you give me an autograph?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm glad we got to learn a little bit more about Lucy's dad's backstory and his obviously connection to Vault-Tec. I wasn't expecting that.
I was just scared of going to the wilds. I had no idea they'd blame you for it.
Oh, okay. I really thought Maximus did it.
Came from a vault. It's a place that's peaceful and safe.
Yeah, he just wants a home. Yeah, he just wants to be safe, obviously.
And there's no leaving. I wish there was.
Yeah, I don't think they would just let him walk out the door, obviously.
That her husband, the overseer, was hiding things.
Lucy, let's go.
And that's why all the overseers are from 31, obviously, part of this management.
Found this wonderful city. That was everything the vaults had promised.
She is lying.
Oh, she left with the kids? Okay. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Oh no! That's where Maximus was found. Oh man.
Like they did 200 years ago.
Cheese and rice. Because they just want to stay in the vault. And they just want to keep this cycle going. And they don't want anything else to get in the way. Oh, and that's where they met Moldover. Yeah, it had a school. Like, it had a library. It was a whole functioning city.
So only a trusted Vault-Tec minion
Do not
can activate
listen.
cold fusion.
What? Oh my gosh.
Lucy! Look at me! Look at me! Lucy!
Not the reunion I was anticipating. Oh my gosh. Did he... Oh, she became a ghoul. I was wondering who this person was because I was like, why would Moldavers keep someone around? Like, this would have had to have been someone, pretty important to her. Oh, and she's got the necklace. Oh my gosh. That's so heartbreaking. I mean, they thought she was dead this whole time, but not, in this way. And like, oh man, that's so tough. I'm sure Moldavers has done horrible things, but still, like, oh.
Give her the code, Dad.
I wonder if he turned her into a ghoul somehow, if it just happened, but either way, he knew the truth, obviously. He's keeping a lot of secrets, this guy. Because power obviously would make a huge difference for people on the outside. You know, like Maximus was excited about a shower, like a hot shower, and it's just because Vault-Tec wanted to keep it for themselves. That's what was in that little vial. Oh my gosh. Just like such corruption and greed, and it's not even like they're trying to sell new, you know, vault seats or whatever. Like obviously they haven't been making money off the vaults for a long time. People just wanted control and wanted to keep things the way that they wanted, and just to prove, you know, time they would outlast everything else to build the society that they wanted.
Well, it was great meeting you. I actually have...
Unless you want to starve to death. Not much food in here, except the occasional very large bug.
Ew. Gross. They still think it's 200 years so they could survive on the surface, and little do they know. And again, more secrets and lies.
She took you into danger.
Feels like it was a lot more dangerous with you, bud. Did they convert the telescopes into guns? Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh! I mean, what they got out of the head is gone now. Like, you know, they obviously don't know that, but still. Oh my god.
Forced to do.
Oh my gosh, it's just people.
Believe, Lucy, I know. I made the right choice.
I don't think Lucy's going to agree with you. And again, what we've seen before in this series with like this crazy violent scene happening, Lucy questioning her whole life's existence and everything she's known, and this like violence happening. Oh my gosh. Okay, just busting skulls.
They say we'll...
Oh my gosh. The flags. Yeah. Oh man.
Unless I see it with you.
Oh.
Tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Endlessly at war, then what is the solution but to get rid of the factions?
Yeah, just kill everybody. Problem solved. No more war. Just make everybody like us. That's horrible.
I bet that outfit makes y'all feel like a big...
Ah, the ghoul. That's a great shot with him under the light on the stairs.
One problem with it. There was a flaw in the welding.
And he knows exactly where that flaw is.
I wonder if they fix that in this new model.
Let's find out. Nope. Oh, yeah, you mentioned when we fought in Alaska, and we heard him talk about the design flaw in a previous episode. Whoops. And it's nice to kind of see our three main, like Maximus the Ghoul and Lucy, all back together for the finale as well. Oh, and just having the scene in flashes too.
Let's go.
I'm curious how this plays out in the game.
Please. Open the doors.
I think Lucy's gonna leave you in there to face the Brotherhood.
No, not with him.
Why not with him? What do you mean?
Because it was him.
Yeah, Maximus is gonna freak out when he finds out. We don't know much about Maximus's like family, but either way, he's obviously by himself, and his whole trajectory, this obviously had a huge impact. Like his whole city is destroyed.
I'm sorry.
Oh, he's in the suit? What?
Lucy.
Oh, frick. Nope. Oh God. Oh my God. I mean...
I'm your father, Lucy.
So does he have, like, other kids then at some point if he's this old?
All this way from me.
Yeah, she regrets that now, bud. I gotta stop saying bud. Now I'm thinking buds.
You're not gonna hurt me.
She's like, people have been underestimating me for too damn long, okay? But the ghoul might.
You want another autograph, young Henry?
Oh! He's like, I remember you.
Your daughter said her last name was MacLean, Will.
Okay, good. He did know. Okay.
I believe that it was the MacLean.
That explains why he was also extra horrible.
Question. Where's my fucking family?
Oh, what? What? He doesn't know? I thought they would have just died, but he has no idea? That's awful. And yeah, he would be the one that knows. Okay. Flies away. What a coward. Okay, I'm glad we got to see the ghoul connection to all of this with his family.
Please!
I really don't want to lose Max. Oh man, he just comes so far.
You look out at this wasteland, looks like chaos.
Yeah, and their whole purpose was to prevent future war. That's what they explained to themselves anyway. Here we are.
About your whole little world was decided over 200 years ago.
Which is so crazy to think about. Yeah, I feel like Hank's the only one who would have answers about his family. I really hope Maximus is okay. Oh. Yeah, but he's a ghoul. Like... Oh, her mom. Yeah. Sad, but I mean, you can't leave her like that.
You coming?
Tough day for Lucy. Tough day. Come on, Maximus, pull through, please.
I'll find you.
Oh, my heart. They were so close to being together at the end.
Okie dokie.
Her catchphrase, although there's much more weight in it this time. Now it's like her against her dad instead of trying to save him. Oh, man. When you activate cold fusion, is that not a bomb? I am no scientist. I hope I'm wrong.
We did it, Rose.
And that she kept her this whole time. Oh, activate gave them power. Okay, I see. Good. I thought they had activated it before, but obviously not. And all the lights coming on across the city. And it's just crazy. Like, they could have had this the whole time. So many people would have lived and, you know, their lives would have been so different. All of LA. Oh my gosh. Just from that one cold fusion.
Maybe all you can do is try.
Oh, I was wondering if Moldavers would make it, but it's not looking good. Moldavers. Sorry. And he doesn't even turn around. Like, he just... I don't think he wants anything to do with the Brotherhood right now, considering the chaos, the massacre they just created. And, yeah, he's having a bit of a crisis. And I think he wants to be with Lucy and get out of this mess. And the Hollywood sign in the background as well. Oh, the pup. Oh my gosh. Where is he going? Seattle? Is that the Space Needle? What? What is this? So that was my first time watching Fallout Season 1, Episode 8, the season finale of the first season. It was a good season finale, and I think there's a lot of things that happened, and I like that they left it set up for the next season. I know there's a Season 2 as well. I'm not sure when Season 2 is coming out. Hopefully sometime next year. I hope there's not a huge wait, but you're having that shot of just Hank / Henry, walking into, to me, it looked like Seattle, but that also is pretty far from where they would be in California, so I don't know if that's accurate. But it definitely felt like he left with a plan, like he knew where he was gonna go. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where that's gonna go, and I feel like Season 2, the whole dynamic is gonna shift after obviously everything that we learned about Lucy's dad, and I feel like the next season is gonna be Lucy versus her dad. I don't know if she would ever actually, kill him, but I feel like she's gonna be trying to get information, and with the ghoul and just learning more and maybe killing him. Again, I don't know if she would get to that point, but I feel like he's become the enemy now instead of somebody that she's trying to rescue, which again is very interesting considering where we started with the season as well. We didn't see Thaddeus in this episode, but I don't think we needed to. I feel like he's taken off. I don't know if his character would come back in the second season. We have Norm, learning more about Vault 31, which was crazy. This head, it kind of reminded me of like Mars Attacks, almost like just like this head in this glass case. Or even like, I haven't seen a ton of Simpsons, but I feel like that's like a Simpsons thing as well. Just like a brain in a glass tube. And that's what's been running Vault 31 as the overseer, basically. And obviously nobody from Vault 33 has gone to 31 other than, obviously Hank, Henry, or the overseers themselves, who would know what is happening there. And I don't think anybody from Vault 32 would have gone to 31. So now Norm is just stuck in his dad's like tube, basically. He's like, well, there's nothing here. Like, you can either starve to death, basically. He's not going to let him out, or you can just sit here and, hope that when 200 years later we can come out and repopulate, which is just so crazy. There's just so much misinformation that's happening because obviously we know that people have been living, in this wasteland, not having the best quality of life, but like have been existing. They're not worried that the atmosphere, is going to destroy them. Like that seemed to be the fear before, is that they physically couldn't live out there. But that's not accurate. It's just lies on top of secrets on top of lies, and just, slowly unraveling all these things. And I think it was a great finale because it answered some questions but didn't answer all of them. It left the door open for the next season, which I don't know if they knew when they started this season that they were getting a Season 2 or just were hopeful, but I like that they didn't solve everything. We obviously found out a ton from, the backstory behind Hank, Henry, and his connection to Vault-Tec and his connection to Cooper / Ghoul, like his connection to all of these pieces and their mom, and just it felt so bad for Lucy because she was just wave after wave of just like garbage, information, just horrible things hitting her. And not that the information was inaccurate, it was just that information she wasn't expecting, obviously. And she thought she'd go in, rescue her dad, and then Moldaver starts telling her the story. And of course she's curious. It doesn't sound like her dad has told her much about his past. And obviously she doesn't really know what happened to her mom. And to see her mom as a ghoul and that she's the one that kills her mom was heartbreaking. And I know that state of a ghoul, obviously they didn't have vials for her, or too much time had passed or whatever, and she was just, because she was even strapped to the chair, like she was not there. She wasn't the mom that she knew. But the fact that, this is the version of the mom, and, if we see the flashbacks of her mom, and now she has to look at this ghoul, and, she's got the necklace and everything, and I didn't think Lucy would just leave her like that, but still, it's been a heck of a 2 weeks for Lucy. And to hear her use her catchphrase of okie dokie again, when she goes off after the ghoul. And I couldn't remember if the ghoul knew her last name, but obviously, he mentions it in this episode. And that's probably why he didn't treat her very nicely. Because I was like, man, this guy really hates vault people, which we find out why he hates, the vaults in general. But the fact that he knew that this was, related to Henry, and obviously was not happy with, Henry. And I also thought that Cooper's family was dead. Like, I thought Barb and Janine, had passed away. We know that they were at a birthday party when the bombs hit. We didn't see Barb, but we don't see them like meet up or anything after that. So I wasn't sure what happened. And especially given the fact that Cooper had done this commercial for the vault, I thought, they'd have access to one for sure. Obviously, we find out later Barb's involvement in all of this. So I mean, it's possible if they had been following the system of Bud's Buds that Barb could be alive out there somewhere. Janine could be alive out there somewhere even 200 years later, because they've just obviously, Henry's still alive 200 years later and living in the vault and telling everyone that he was born there. And I guess they would just get, a new generation would come in and they would forget. I don't know. But, them using the word time as a lot as like their weapon of choice, basically, and, management, and it's very interesting. There's a lot of real world things I think you can pull from here, which is terrifying to think about as well. And I like that we got to see Maximus's perspective shift. Like, he's back in the Brotherhood. He, says they'll take him to the head, and little does he know that obviously this, cold fusion from the head is obviously not, going to be of any use for them. I don't know if they could steal it from the thing that Maldavers had set up, but either way, he takes them there knowing that Lucy's going to be there. Maybe he's thinking he can just reunite with her, and they do have some moments together, but to see him stand there with his literal back to the Brotherhood and looking out onto the horizon and, got his arm raised like he's the champion, and that, Maldavers is dead, and they were saying that he did it, and he just had this look on his face of like sadness and, anger all at the same time, because now he knows what happened to his hometown and his family also. We haven't found out like if he had brothers or sisters or anything like that, but clearly he's the only one left of his family, and his whole life trajectory was changed from that one moment, at Shady Sands, and to find out that Henry was behind it, that this girl that you care about, that her dad was behind it, and that he almost killed Maximus as well. Like, that knock to the head looked very worrisome. And to just see that conflicted look of wanting to go after Lucy because she's out there somewhere, and then the Brotherhood behind him who probably won't let him leave because now he's this big hero to them. And yeah, like, they still don't have the head, but again, this massacre on Maldavers, observatory, which I'm pretty sure is a real place in LA. I haven't been, but I've definitely heard that name. I think it's been in a few movie locations as well. But to have this, like, the people there weren't doing anything. Like, they were just innocent people, and they just went in and complete massacre. Like, I know they fought back against the Brotherhood as well, but still just as strong. Like they said, like, war just can never ends, basically. Like, their whole motivation, the way they rationalized it to themselves is like, we'll drop the bombs, we'll just make people that we want, and that'll be great like us, and they'll be very diplomatic, and we'll just create these managers, basically, like this weird management training of buds, and then we won't have any more war because there won't be any conflict, and if we just eliminate the competition. And it's just crazy to hear them talk themselves through this, and to hear them talk about what's happening and their reasoning for doing stuff like that. And obviously it didn't work. Obviously there's still war. People are still fighting like crazy, and now everything is just worse. But the way they would just rationalize it to themselves was terrifying, and hearing them convince everybody, and just this very messed up, like, we'll just control the entire country, basically, between these giant corporations. Like, could you imagine if that happened? Like, this giant company and this giant company all sat around a table and decided that we're just going to bomb the world, we're going to destroy it, and we each get 3 vaults, is what it sounded like. So obviously Henry was in 31, 32, and 33, and that's your little vault, and you can do whatever you want. And to hear everybody's ideas of like what they're like, someone's like, we could gas them, we could do like all of these things, we could have a robot bring me food, like all of these ideas, and they just have free reign to do it. and no one would govern them and no one would stop them, and basically it was just like their own little weird experiments that they got to do. And like we saw even in Vault 4, they had their own experiments because no one was there to stop it, and like they're just threatening these people that they can't leave because the world outside will kill them, and you're their main source of, food, shelter, and safety and everything like that. It's just such a crazy concept. And I've seen before in like dystopian films, or even like Silo comes to mind, the Apple TV show, which is based on a book where people literally live in a silo, and the higher up you are in the silo, the better ranked you are, and the more opportunities you have. And yeah, it definitely reminded me of the Vault. I almost wish some of the information that Henry was giving in this episode would have been in the previous episode, or maybe we could have had Lucy meet Henry in the previous episode and just kind of end it there, because I feel like there was a lot in this episode, and I was just like, okay, you did what, and you're part of what, and it was a very interesting episode. But it would have been nice, I think, to see Lucy kind of question her dad a little bit, or kind of have time to process it. I feel like it was so much for Lucy, and then not even be like, she just stood there, and obviously, like, how would you react to something like this? I just wish she could have asked a little bit more questions. And I think if we would have had a little bit longer time with that, I mean, it was a long scene already, but just to have a little bit more time with it, to have her contribute and ask questions. And I feel like she just shut down, because obviously that is a lot to find out. It's just being, bombarded with this information about all the horrible things your dad did. Like, your mom tried to, take you to a better life. And it's interesting to think that, that young Lucy and young Maximus were in the same place at the same time. If, the bombing happened right when Maximus was that age, and might have been a little bit younger than Lucy, but still, like, they could have been, in the same city at least, and didn't know who each other was, obviously. But yeah, it was crazy to learn more about those timelines as well. And I think this show explores a lot of the lengths people will go to justify, their survival. Like, Henry was fully convinced, he's like, he, would do it again tomorrow if he thought he had to. Like, when they bomb Shady Sands, he's like, oh, I had to survive, and I was doing the right thing. And it's like, okay. And you hear the ghoul justify, like, okay, well, I had to kill this person because I had to survive. Just the selfishness from the Vault, and the way that they're training like mini managers, basically, which makes a lot of sense looking back on it, how they teach everybody to just be, bright and cheerful, and not really ask too many questions, but, solve problems and just make everybody feel happy. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting show if I rewatch it again, to kind of see things, as they progress, now that I know how it ends. And obviously we find out, the head has been carrying this cold fusion injection, which we did see in that episode as well. He put that blue vial into his neck, and that's obviously what Maldavis has been waiting for this whole time, so that she can give electricity. Like, the Vault people wouldn't even share electricity. They were so convinced that their way was the right way, and that everybody else was wrong. And that can be a very dangerous way of thinking, obviously, and just willing to kill people because they somehow managed to survive and were building a society that had, a school and a library, and like, they were doing well for themselves, and they couldn't handle the competition, because if the Vault people find out, they're going to want to leave the Vault, and that's not, their plan. They want to control everything. I had a suspicion from the previous episode that Vault-Tec would be behind the bombings, because the way they were talking, it was leaning definitely towards more like, we need to do something to increase sales. Like, this fear isn't working. They were even talking like, they're like, oh, the peace talks, there's people aren't buying vaults because they think everything's going to be fine. So you need people to be afraid in order to buy them, which was their whole motivation, obviously. And to hear Barb say that, she's like, well, I've got a place for me and my family, basically, so forget everybody else. And we don't see, I don't know if a conversation ever happened between Cooper and Barb about what he hears. Obviously, he is like traumatized listening to his wife talk this way, and it's her saying these words. Like, it's not like somebody else says it. And even when she starts talking, he's like, oh, okay, like, you be the one to, you're the rational one, you'll explain everything. But no, she's encouraging these things, she's a big part of this, and it was downplaying her role, I think. We don't know how much she told Cooper about Vault-Tec, but it couldn't have been much, obviously, if she was at such a high level as well. And to hear your spouse or your partner, say those words like, we'll just drop the bombs and then kill like the entire planet. and just kill so many people. Would just be like, you just see him, he can't hear, like he's losing, focus, like anything that Henry says to him, is kind of muffled, like he's not really present. And obviously we find out Henry's involvement in this as well, but still just to hear that happen. And it almost makes me think that when we see Cooper and Janine at the party, that maybe him and Barb are separated. I can't see him just going home and acting normal after that. Or maybe you do to protect yourself. I don't know. But I hope we get, kind of a part 2 of that scene, because I'd be very curious of how do you approach that? How do you talk to your spouse about that? Like, where do you go from there? Do you pretend you didn't hear? I mean, are you going to admit that you were spying on her? And even her saying like her Pip-Boy was kind of acting up and she knew it was transmitting somewhere. Is she going to suspect Cooper? So yeah, I hope we get to see more of those flashbacks. Overall, I thought it was a great season finale, lots of pieces that we finally got to put together, but still lots to figure out, which I think is very smart, and it definitely makes me want to watch season 2 right away, so I hope it's not too much of a wait. But I know this just came out also, but I'm being impatient, and I'm definitely curious to check out the games and see how that compares to the show. I know there's like a few variations of the games, and yeah, I'd definitely be curious to check those out. I'm not a big gamer, but I really enjoyed the show, so I like that we finally learned that there's 100 vaults across the states. They didn't list other countries, but maybe that's too far of a scope, and that they kind of divided up these vaults between these different companies is terrifying. And this is Vault-Tec's version of their 3 vaults, basically. And Henry/Hank's involvement. We finally get the reunion between Lucy and her dad, and Lucy and her mom, who's a ghoul, and Norm is stuck in his dad's tomb thing in Vault 31. Thaddeus, no idea where he's gone. Maldavers is dead, and Hank takes off in his suit and ends up in another city. So yeah, I like that they kind of left that open, and that Hank knows what happened to the ghoul's family. So I hope the ghoul can get some answers, and that him and Lucy have kind of, I don't want to say reluctantly teamed up together, because they both want, information. And now I think the next season is going to be Lucy, trying to fight against her dad and maybe the things that her dad stands for. But I feel like Lucy's whole life and, everything she knew just came crashing down. And even the ghoul saying like, your life was pre-planned out, 200 years ago. And did her dad have other kids before she was born? Was he married before? 200 years is a long time. So I'm curious if that's ever explored. Maximus, and the Brotherhood, I think, has got his own struggles going on as well. And is he going to try and escape to find Lucy? They kind of have this star-crossed lovers feel now, where they, see each other like ships in the night, and the, passing time and just these passing moments where they both can't, be together. So I'm curious to see if they'll be reunited, what that's going to look like, if Maximus is going to be able to escape the Brotherhood. I hope we get to learn more about Barb's character, because obviously she played a huge part in this and was the one who suggested that they unalive a ton of people for their own, benefit as a company, which again, you could probably spend a lot of time, deep diving into this episode and looking at some comparisons and seeing, the behaviors and just all the things that the vault has done. And up until this point, I feel like vaults have been kind of this perceived to be idyllic, and especially from, we've only been getting really Lucy's perspective of the vaults that she loves. And even Vault 4 turned out to be a good vault because they were, helping these people. And Barb's comment before of saying like, let's get a good vault and not a bad vault, like, would a bad vault be, under another company that they wouldn't be able to control? So lots of big themes in this, episode in particular, and especially this season. So I'm very curious to check out season 2 and to check out the game. So thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. And to see the person that he injured to take their job now begging for his life to be saved. And corn. They love corn. Right in their scrambled eggs. Yeah, here's this head. What are the measurements of success in these crazy ideas? Just eliminate the competition. Oh my god. Not the reunion I was anticipating. Oh my gosh. That's what was in that little vial to build the society that they wanted.